Hello everyone, welcome to Voxcel. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we're going to discuss reading passage 3 of test 4. We have already discussed reading passage 1 and passage 2 of this test, and if you haven't watched those videos, you should after watching this. So, for this, I need your undivided attention. Without further ado, let me start. So the passage title says color blindness. So from the title we can understand this passage would be about color blindness. So you should be familiar with this term. So it's basically for the term referred for those people who are not able to see some particular types of colors. Maybe they have sorry, maybe they have a complete color blindness. For them the world is in like black and white. Others may have some particular colors to which they are blind, like some people are not able to see red color or green color or something like that. So there are some people who are not able to see some particular types of color, but there are some people who are completely color blind. Okay, so this should be around some sort of that topic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the questions, what kind of questions we are dealing with, and then we are going to make the strategy according to that. So for this passage we are dealing with question number 27 to 40. So on the right side you can see the questions. So for questions 27 to 30, these are MCQs. Okay, so the color blindness. Okay, let's see. Color blind, full color perception. So there is no hint given like it's in the first paragraph, second or third. So when we will read it according to the passage. So for 31 to 40 you are given list of words A to P. Okay, and then you have to write the correct letter A to P. So these are the list of the words. So for this what I have done is I have divided into different parts, because actually it was like just in all in one box, like it was like 31 to 40. But for this particular instance I have divided it into separate sections. Why? Because it was too big and I was not able to show you all the options with that. So for to show you the options with this particular questions, I have divided like 31 to 33 is here. For questions 34 to 36 and 37, and there is 38 to 40. So with the help of this division I will be able to show you questions as well as options with the information on the left, obviously. So that's why I have divided. But in the exam you will get all the questions in one particular box. If you want to if you want that particular thing, you can go to our website and you will find PDF there. Clear? So now we know we have two sets of questions. One is MCQs and the others are these blanks or summary. We have to use list of alphabets from the box to write here. Let's just say for example if 31st answer is like A, so we will write A option here. Clear? So what we will do is we will read the first paragraph, then we will see the questions, what kind of questions are there. So let me read the 27th question and see if I can find the information in the first paragraph. Color blindness is likely to be least common in men. Okay, so we will find this particular information. Color blindness least common in. So where it is least common, in which group of people? Color blindness is a condition where sufferers cannot recognize different colors or distinguish different colors, color shades, or brightness. So they have also given us the term color blindness, what it means. So it's a condition where sufferers cannot recognize different colors or distinguish different color shades or brightness. Not sensing the difference between red and green is the most common. So what is the most common color blindness? Not sensing the difference between red and green. Okay, but the question is not saying which is the most, it is saying is least common in. Okay, men of European ethnicity, is it least common in men of European? Is it least common in black men, women of European ethnicity, or black women? So we have two sets of people, men and women. Let's do them later. First is black person people and European, basically white colored skin, Caucasian you can also say. So either men and women. Let's see. But here they are saying about red and green color. So This will not be a location, though some cannot distinguish blue and yellow. While in complete color blindness, that's what I was talking about, which is rare, colors can't be distinguished at all. It is estimated that there are over 300 million color blind people in the world, though it is more common in areas with higher proportion of white. Now, we are talking about the color of skin. We are talking about the people and their skin color. So let me do this. I will not mark right now. So it is more common in the areas with higher proportion of white European populations, while it is relatively rare in sub-Saharan Africa. On average, 1 in 12 men have the condition, while it affects just 1 in 200 women. Okay, so now they're talking about what kind of people have more common and what kind of people have the least common, and we have to deal with the least common. Be very careful about that, not the most common but the least common. So this is our information. I will not give you exact location just yet. So this is our location, and for every question you will get around 10 seconds to tell me the answer. And if you need more time, you can pause the video obviously, and you can continue when you're ready with your answer. Let me do this. Okay, for this particular question your 10 seconds start now. Okay, time's up. So let's read the options together. First I will mark the correct option, and the option is yes, black women, D option. Let's see why it is D, because here they are saying that on average 1 in 12 this, while it let's remove this also. W- while it affects just 1 in 200 women. So if we're talking about the least common thing, 1 for men, 12 in 1, but for women it is 200 in 1 in 200. Like out of 200 women, only one will suffer from this. And why it is black women, why not women of European ethnicity? Because here they have said it is more common in European population than sub-Saharan Africa. So if I talk about European population, they are basically Caucasian, white skin color, African people, black skin color. I hope it is clear. Now let me mark the question number here. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next paragraph, let's read the next question. Okay, so before that, we will read 31st question and see if there is answer to it. Okay, and second thing, for this particular set, when you're doing like finding words from the paragraph or from the table, in this particular set of blanks, usually one or two questions will be there. Like now there are 10 questions, so I am guessing there will be two or three questions, or maybe one or two questions. So around two questions will be there that are not in order, but most of the questions you will find in order. For example, you will find 31 before 32, 32 before 33, but maybe like you will find 35 before 34, or 36 before 35, or 36 before 34 or 35. So this can also happen in this particular set of questions, but usually blanks are always almost in order. So let's read these particular three questions. Dash color blindness is a genetic condition carried by a dash X chromosome and consequently is most dash developed in males. So here we have talked about males, but we haven't talked anything about genetic conditions. Let's change the color for this. So we haven't talked anything about genetic conditions. So let me change this. So we haven't told any sorry, we haven't read anything about the genetic condition, we haven't read anything about X chromosome, and we haven't read anything about the result that is developed in males. We know women, they are least affected, like they compared to men. And if we talk about general population, African people are less affected by like less affected than Caucasian people or European population. Okay, let's read the other questions as well. However, dash blindness, which is less common, can be developed. So let's read the options first. Rare at green, experimental diabetes, anomalous, corona, commonly retina, yellow, mutant adaptation, safety, trichromacy, gene, coping, blue, yellow. Okay, so I don't think so. We have read any option. So when we will read the option, I will then explain these, read these together with you. So let's read the second paragraph. Red green color blindness is a genetic disorder. Now we have read something about genetic here. Okay, so now what we will do is, the paragraph is quite long. Let's read these two or three sentences, then we will see if there is any relation to this particular question, and if not, then we will move to the second set of questions. Red green color blindness is a genetic disorder and is generally passed from mothers to sons. The gene responsible is carried on, or sorry, the gene responsible is carried on one of the X sex chromosomes. Since men have only one X chromosome, if a man's X chromosome carries the condition, he will be colorblind. A woman can have one of two types of X chromosome, either two normal X chromosomes or one normal and one carrier X chromosome. If a woman has two normal X chromosomes, she will not be colorblind or a carrier. On the other hand, if she has one normal and one carrier X chromosome, she can pass on the condition to her children. So now we have read up till here. So here up till here, let me mark this like that. So here they're saying that red green color blindness is a genetic disorder. So if you are not able to differentiate between red and green color, it's basically passed on from your parents, or you got it as an inheritance. If you are poor, that's your inheritance. Okay, jokes apart. So, and it is always generally passed from mothers to sons. Okay, not from mothers to daughters. They had specifically said it is passed from mothers to sons. The gene then is responsible because male, they have only one X chromosome, but like they have like two chromosomes, X and Y, but only one chromosome. But women, they have two types of, they have two X chromosomes, X and X. So if you know something about bio, you will be aware of that. I hope I'm not telling you wrong. If I am, I'm sorry about that. Bio is not my strongest pursuit. Okay, so even if one chromosome is carrier, she will not be affected. If both are normal, she will not be like affected and not will be a carrier. But if one is affected, she will be the carrier, and this she will pass on that condition to her children. I hope it is clear up until here. Let's read the percentages as well. There is a 50% chance that her sons will be colorblind and a 50% chance that her daughters will be carriers. Okay, you be very careful about that. 50% chance that sons will be colorblind and 50% chance that daughters will be carriers. But will they be colorblind, or what is the percentage of them being colorblind? We don't know about that. Rarely a woman may inherit carrier genes from both her mother and her father, which means she will be colorblind herself and will pass it on to her sons, while her daughters will also be carriers. So if when women will be colorblind, when she will inherit this carrier genes both from mother and father, only then she will be colorblind and pass it on to her sons, but her daughters will be carriers only. Blue, yellow, and complete color blindness are carried on non-sex chromosome and affect both men and women equally. But if we talk about blue and yellow and complete color blindness, it is non-sex chromosomes and it affects women and men equally. But if I talk about red and green color blindness, it is a genetic disorder and it is passed from mothers to son. Clear? Some may become colorblind later in life as a result of diseases such as diabetes or as a side effect of medication. Some people, like unlucky people, they may get color blindness later on life because of some disease like diabetes, or some, if they are too unlucky, they will get colorblind because of a side effect of some medication. I hope the paragraph is clear. So the information I will just sum it up again. So there are two types of color blindness they have talked about. First, they have talked about red green color blindness. It's a genetic color. It's a genetic disorder, and it is passed from mother to sons. So mother to daughter, daughter will be carrier, not colorblind. When the daughter will become colorblind, if she inherit this particular problem both from mother and father. But if she inherit only from one of those two, like from only mother, then she will not be affected herself, but will become a carrier. Like who is a carrier? That person who transfer thing from one place to another. Okay, and then she will like give this particular disease to her sons, not to her daughters. Her daughters will also be carriers. Okay, but if I talk about blue yellow or complete color blindness, it is non-sexual color blindness, so it is not passed because of the genes. It affects both men and women equally. It is passed because of some life problems like diabetes, health problems because like diabetes, or because of medication. I hope this paragraph is clear to you. Okay, let's read the question now. A colorblind mother will have, yeah, this information is given to us. Colorblind sons, colorblind daughters, both colorblind sons and colorblind daughters, neither colorblind. Okay, so you have around 10 seconds for this, and I don't think so you will need mm, full 10 seconds for that. We have read it, and I have hopefully made you understand in depth, so you will be able to correctly answer it, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. And the answer to this question is, let me change the color first. Yes, option A, color blind sons. Where it is written here, from their mothers to sons. I hope everybody was able to find this correct answer. Let me just write the location first. This is question 28. Okay, so let me mark the other options as incorrect, or let me do this. Men, we know this, these are not our options, so do this. Okay, so we know colorblind daughters will only be colorblind when they will have colorblind mother and father, and they are inheriting genes from both. Only then daughters will be colorblind, but sons will be colorblind if the mother is colorblind. Okay, obviously both is not the option, and neither cannot be the answer. I hope it is clear. Okay, let's read the 29th question as well now. Let's see if this is also given here. Full color perception is known as, okay, achromatopoeia. Okay, we haven't read any term of like this, and neither is this particular question is given in this paragraph, so it will be in the upcoming later paragraphs. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna read the 31st question. Dash color blindness is genetic. Yeah, we have read about genetic disorder, and these are your options. Carried by a dash X chromosome, and consequently is most dash developed in male. So first we will read the option. First option, like what whenever you are doing these kind of question, the best option is to read the options first. Why, you may ask? It will help you to understand the options, because if you are not able to understand all the words given here, you will not probably be able to find out the information in the text, because most of the times you will not find the exact word until or unless that word is too specific for that particular answer. Usually you will find these synonyms. All right, so if you're not able to understand the words, the meaning of those words, you will not be able to find out those words or those synonyms in the text. Okay, a rare, so that rare, what is that, is not occurring normally. Red green, so this is the name of the color. Experimental, it's quite easy. Diabetes, it cannot be paraphrased as such. Okay. E anomalous, they basically, that is not, that is deviating from the normal, like something different. Coronia, so it's part of the eye, I believe. Commonly, simple word, retina, yellow color. Mutant, that is like something different from normal. Like if you have watched X-Men, so we call, like they were called mutants, so they have changed something, some sort of DNA. They have some kind of special thing in their DNA, some kind of disease in their DNA or genes that made them different from normal people. Adaptation, that's a normal word. Safety, trichromacy, I believe that it is a specific something. Gene, we all know that. Coping, to cope with something. Blue yellow, that's also color. Okay. Dash color blindness is genetic condition. Red green, so this is our location, and I hope you will be able to tell me the answer to this particular question quite quickly. And your time start, you will get around 5 seconds for this, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. So what is the answer for question number 31? Yeah, B option, red green. So let me mark this. Our answer to this question is red green, where it is written red green color is is color blindness is a genetic disorder, genetic condition. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, mark here. Then let me write the location, guys. Just give me 1 sec. Right, and in the meantime, you can read the second question 32. It will give you some extra time to solve that. Okay, now question 32, carried by a dash X chromosome. So, and is generally passed from this. The gene responsible is one of the X sex chromosomes. Since men have only one, so its man chromosome carries the condition. He will be colorblind. So, this is something about condition. Okay, this is our location for this particular word, sorry, this particular blank. And again, you will have around 10 seconds to tell me the answer to this particular question, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. If you need more time, as I have already told you, you can pause the video, and when you are ready with your answer, you can continue. I'm going to write the answer now, and the answer to this is option J, mutant. Why it is why answer sorry about that. Why it will be mutant? Because X chromosomes carries a condition, so he will be colorblind. So condition basically not normal, something different from normal, so those are called mutants. So question 32, sorry about that. I hope it is clear. Now 33, and consequently is most 33 in developed in males. So yeah, this is our location. So our location is like, even for this particular thing we have to like understand this particular sentence to find out the answer. And for this again, you have around 10 seconds. That time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm gonna write the answer now, and the answer to this is option G. What happened here? Yeah, option G, commonly. So it was quite easy, and consequently is most commonly developed in males. Why? Because in women it is not that common, but like on in men it is like too common, because we have only one X chromosome. Clear? Like from reading from here to here, you will be able to easily understand. So you can say there is a 50% chance the color you or you can get from here also. So the 50% chance you will the son will be color blind, and 50% chance daughter will be carriers, not color blind. So from here also you can like easily justify your answer. That's question number 33. I hope it is clear. Let's read question 34. BGJ. Let me mark here also so that we understand these options have been selected. BGJ. Okay, let's read 34th question. However, 34, okay, dash blindness, which is less common, can be developed in both males and females. Yeah, we have also read this. So let me do this. Okay, so we have also read this about this. Where we have read about this? Here, somewhere here it was. Yeah, from here to here is our location. Let me do this. Okay, so our location is from here to here. So I will not tell you the exact location just here. You will get around 10 seconds. Time starts now. Okay, time's up. And our answer to this question is P. Yeah, that's right. Why I'm not able to write it? Yeah, here it is. P. Just guys, yeah, I will write here. So the answer to this question is option P. Blue yellow. So blue yellow, this is the color blindness that doesn't discriminate. It is equal in both men and women. Question 34. Let me see. Yeah, 34. So it's common, oh sorry, it's same in like developed equally in both males and females. Okay, though it is less common, so they're saying uh, both men and women equally. I hope it is clear. So let's read 35th question. Such 35 trichromacy results. So we have word trichromacy here also. So obviously this can't be our answer. Such we haven't read this particular words. Wherever we read these words, trichromacy result from the parts of the eyes. Okay. So let me just clarify this particular question. Apostrophe s just mean it relates to the eye, like parts of the eyes something. So for eyes I believe I know the answer because only like certain word will be related to eyes, and we all know have read that in our like high school or junior like secondary schooling. If you are not even specialist or you haven't taken bio as your like plus one plus two or okay higher secondary schools, but in even your primary or secondary classes you must be like you must have read something about eyes diagram. We have we have drew the exact diagrams of eyes, so we drew these kind of things. But when we will read this we will get to better understanding of it. So let's read the next paragraph or next question also we have read. Okay, both 30 and 36 we don't have location here in this paragraph. So we're gonna go straight to the MCQs and we're gonna read this paragraph. The back of the eye or retina has two sorts of light sensitive nerve cells, rods and cones. Rods work in low light conditions and help with night vision, while cones work in daylight and are responsible for color discrimination. Now, they are talking about our eyes. We have back of the eyes or we call it retina. It has two sorts of light sensitive nerve cells. So there are two kind of nerve cells there, rods and cones. Rods it works for low light conditions, and cones they are used for color discrimination. Clear? There are three types of cone cells, one of which sees red light, another green, while the third detects blue. So I believe that's why they are called primary colors, I guess so. When combined, the brain can perceive the color of an object. This is referred to trichromacy. So, okay, we have found the word trichromacy. Color blindness occurs when one or more of the signals from cones is faulty, known as anomalous trichromacy, while in severe cases, one or more cones do not work at all. Reduced sensitivity to red light is known as protanopia. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Or to green is called this, and blue light is extremely rare called this. So these are the names of the color. If you are sensitive to red color, if the person is red, do not different cannot differentiate between like red color. This is the thing called For green color it is called this, and blue light is called this. When no color can be perceived, it is called as monochromacy or achromatopia. All right then. So they have given us what kind of, like, how the eye works, where what are the parts of the eyes that work for color discrimination, and what is like that disease called of different colors. So let's read the 29th question. Color perception is known as, so to identify colors, so let's change the color. So identify color, it is known as, so yeah, we have something like this. And let me mark the location first. So the location is this. Now I think the answer is quite obvious here, but still you will get around 10 seconds. Time starts now. Okay, time's up. So what's the answer to this particular question? Yes, C, trichromacy. Because other options, this particular thing is when a person cannot see color completely, but we have to see full color perception. Here perception means acknowledging, seeing. This is for full color, you can say not perception. This particular thing is for like green light, and tridopatia is for blue light. So that's why C will be our answer. I hope it is clear. Let's read the 30th question then. Let's see if that is here in this particular paragraph or not. Problems associated with color blindness can best be alleviated using. So alleviated means solved. So there is no mention of solution here. So we don't have our location here. Let's read the other questions of that set. Such dash trichromacy results form the parts of eyes, something referred to as cones. Yeah, we have. Let's change the color. We have read something about cones do not work correctly. Yeah, we have also read about that. The condition can impact daily life, such as choosing. Okay, this is just the extension of this. So yeah, we have read 35th and 36th question in this paragraph itself. You will have around for both question I will give you combined 15 seconds, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. So I'm gonna write the answers. Oh, sorry for that. I forgot to do this. Silly of me. Again, for that mistake, I'm gonna give you around 10 seconds more. Time starts now. Okay, time's up. So for 35, let me write the answers. Then I will mark there, explain it them to you. Is E option anomalous, and for 36, it is H retina. So let me first mark these. Okay, so where it is written for 35, yeah, such dash trichromacy result. So what kind of things we are talking about? Yeah, here it is, anomalous trichromacy. I hope you got that correct. And where is written retina? Here in the beginning itself. So this particular answer, eyes retina, it was quite obvious. There can't be any other answer, because parts of eyes here refer to it. it will not make any sense. Parts of eyes experimental or whatever word you pick will not make any like sense other than retina. I hope it is clear. So let's see if other questions are here as well. We have found two here. 37. However, color blind people have developed a number of dash strategies. Is there any mention of solutions here? Strategies about strategies? Colorblind people making some strategies? No, there is no mention of that. So our answer is not in this paragraph. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read the next paragraph. Okay, and move on to the MCQs. So we have only one MCQ left. That's question number 30th. So let's read this paragraph together now. Color blindness can have an impact on many aspects of daily life, including education and business, where color is used extensively in documents and visual materials. So obviously, let me do this. Color blindness, obviously, it will have impact your daily life because it is you will be finding problems or facing problems in business and education where their colors are used extensively. In addition, color blindness can restrict career choice. For example, in some roles in the transport sector or armed forces, color blindness could create safety risks. Color blindness can also impact day-to-day activities such as choosing clothes and applying makeup. So this information was given here. Mm, yeah, so here this information is given here. So let me do this now. Coming back to this. Okay, where it was. It may also make it difficult to determine whether fruit is ripe enough to eat or if meat is properly cooked. Many people with impaired color vision develop alternative coping strategies such as touching or smelling items or using cooking thermometer to see if meat is cooked through. So now they have told about these problems people with color blindness face, and this can be the some possible solutions. Clear? So 30th question. Problems associated with color blindness can best be alleviated with. Yeah, there's some solution. Let's read the option. And chroma glasses, gene therapy, phone apps, websites. Okay, this will not be our location. This doesn't seem to be our location because we haven't read any option in this paragraph. So we will see in the later paragraphs that all like where these words are given. Okay, but we have also these questions to read. 37. Okay. However, colorblind people, yeah, we have read about such strategies here. Okay, so now obviously this is our answer is in this particular paragraph, and for that you will get from the here. So your location should be from here to here. So you will get around 10 seconds. Tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the answer here and see whether you arrive at the correct answer or not. And the answer is O, coping. Let me mark here. So I have marked other options as well. B, E, H, G, J, P. Let me mark here. B, E, H, G, J, P. So this was only one option. Let me just mark the other option, other where G, J, P, B, E, H, and other was O. That's it. Yeah. So where how why it is coping, from where we can say here it is written actually alternative coping strategies. So they are using some other methods. So they have developed some alternative coping strategies. So coping means to mitigate something, to cope with something. So that is our answer. Luckily, we are finding quite the similar answers, but usually you will not find same words written in the text and in the box. you will find normally synonyms being used. All right, so do not think by watching just this particular video that you will find the same words. We are lucky in this particular case, we are finding the same words, but generally speaking 99% of the other times most words will be synonyms, only some particular words will be exact same. I hope it is clear. Let's read the other information. Using phone apps to detect something. Okay, we haven't read anything. Yeah, this is smelling items, cooking thermometer, condition can prevent progress environment. These are talking about the phone apps. Okay, we have read anything about phone apps here. We have where we have read phone apps. Many people impaired. Yeah, in the question itself, I believe. So phone apps. Okay, so I I think our answer to this can be C. I am not so sure about that. Why I am saying that? Because they are talking about alleviation. So alleviated means to reduce, okay, to solve something, to reduce, obviously. So they're giving us like these. They have given us these four options, but one of them is phone apps. But in this particular set of questions here, they have already told us, such as using phone apps to detect color, so they are using these strategies to solve some problem. But here they are talking about touching, smelling, cooking, using thermometer, cooking thermometer, nothing about phone apps, but here they are saying phone apps. So I think in the next paragraph there's something, there should be something about phone apps, and this question is also about solving problems. So that's why I believe answer could be C option. So that is the benefit if you read carefully, but we will not mark it until unless we find it in the text. So let's read this next paragraph. Several potential treatments for color blindness have been suggested, such as N chroma glasses. So now we have our options. So which have been widely advertised as a way to ease red green color blindness. However, the company admits that the glasses are not a complete cure and may not be effective in severe cases. Studies have shown that while the glasses may improve the ability to distinguish some colors, they cannot make it more challenging. Sorry, they can make it more challenging to identify other colors, causing new difficulties in color perception. In recent years, researchers have begun looking at the potential of gene therapy. Now, they are talking about gene therapy to provide cure, although this has not yet gone beyond experiments with animals. So they are now but it is in the experimental stage. In the meantime, there are a number of strategies that can be helpful for those with color blindness. Among the most useful are a set of smartphone apps which can help. Okay, here are about smartphone apps which can help users to identify colors, and the World Wide Web Consortium has published a set of guides on colors used to make web pages clearer to those suffering from color blindness. Okay, so now they have talked about the option of N-chroma glasses, gene therapy, and smartphone glasses, and they are talking about websites. Okay, so now you have around 10 seconds to tell me the answer to this particular question, and I believe it should be straightforward, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm gonna mark the option now. Which option have you picked? N chroma glasses, gene therapy, phone apps, or websites? Yes, C, phone apps. Here it is written. Where it was? Yeah, here it is. Smartphone apps, basically phone apps. Question 30. Okay, now let's look at the other options. If you have marked other options, why they are not our answer? Why Chroma glasses is not our answer? Because question is saying problems can be best solved using. Okay, here this cannot be our option because they are just advertising it. Okay, first and foremost, and for this particular problem, and then they are admitting that they will create new problems. So if you're trying to solve one problem but that solution will create another problem, that is not a solution. You are just transferring your problem from, like, you're just transferring your problem to some other particular case, like from A to B, but you will have some kind of problem. You're not solving, or you're not making your life easier, you're just changing the clothes of the problem. But so that's why this cannot be our option. Gene therapy, why this is not our option? Because it is in experimental stage, we haven't used it on humans. There is no mention of that. And website, they are dependent on the phone apps itself. Clear? I hope it is clear. So now let's see if our blanks we have read here or something here or not. So that's why when I read about their phone app, so I thought phone apps could be our answer, and luckily it was. Okay, 38th. However, pressure groups believe simple dash to current practice is all that is needed to cater for color blind workers. So there is no mention of pressure groups in this particular paragraph. Okay, let's read other. Meanwhile, research on finding a cure for color blindness continues, including dash therapy, though it is still in its dash stages. Is there any mention of research that is still in its stage, developmental stages? Yes, there is. Okay, so now you have to tell me the answer to question number 39 and 40. 38 is not here, I guess. It will be, I believe, in the last paragraph. Yeah, it is in the last, it could be in the last paragraph, but we know for sure that 39 and 40 will be here. And to solve these two blanks, I will give you around 15 seconds in total, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm gonna write the answers here first. 39, our answer will be N, gene therapy. I believe you all have found the correct answer. And 40th, our answer will be C, experimental stages. Where it is written gene therapy, it was here. So let me change the color now for this. So gene therapy. So where it is written, it is in experiment. Here, this has not gone beyond experiments with animals. So this is our question 40. This is our question 39. I hope you got the answers, you understood the answers. Now, 38th is left, but we haven't read anything about pressure groups, so we are hoping this is the only question that is like anomaly, like different from others, not in the sequence. Okay, let's read the last paragraph. It may be years before an effective treatment for color blindness is developed. So now we're saying that it could take us years before we are able to develop any effective treatment. Yet a lot can be done to lessen its impact, but we can reduce the impacts obviously. For example, schools can ensure that classrooms contain lots of natural light, as this affects the way colors are perceived, and employers can review processes and systems to ensure that they are color blind friendly. So classrooms, they and employers, they can like make efforts from their end to make sure that people suffering from these problems do not feel left out. There are many color blind artists and illustrators, some of whom have computer programs that help them identify different hues. The color vision defective pilots association, believes that color blindness does not affect a person's ability to pilot a plane and has been successfully in legally challenging a number of employers in the air industry. Color blindness may be common, but it is not necessarily a handicap. So they are saying that this particular group, they are able to challenge like this particular activity, like they have successfully like you can say helped colorblind pilots to fly planes. They have challenged the authorities who were not recruiting, basically who were not employing colorblind pilots to fly the plane. They challenged that particular decision in the court and won that particular battle. So they are saying that in the last sentence, it this particular problem, color blindness, may be common, but it does not mean it is a handicap. You are not like a handy. You should not be treated like a handicap. Okay, so let's read this particular blank 38. However, pressure groups believe simple dash to run practice is all info by workers. So they are talking about workers. So is there any mention about just give me a second. Sorry, is there anything mentioned about workers or like basically anything like related to work? Yes, there is. Where it is written here, employers can this particular thing. So employers are basically your boss, your like that person that give you job, so they are your bosses, so you are worker there. This should be our location to question 38. And where it is written about the pressure groups, here is written about your pressure groups. So this you will get around 10 seconds. Tell me the answer to this particular question. What do you think will be the best suited alphabet? And your time starts now. Okay, time's up. And our answer to this question will be, let me write it here, option K, adaptations. So what does adaptations mean? To adapt, like to adapt according to certain conditions or certain situations. So they are saying that these groups are saying color blindness is not a handicap, so it doesn't affect the person's ability to fly. Okay, and they are successful in legally challenging number of employers in the air industry. So from these two things, we are easily able to, let me do this. So from these two locations, we are what is happening with me right now. So from these two locations, we are easily able to tell that the best suited answer to this particular option will be adaptations, K option. I hope it is clear. So we have done all these three questions. Let me check if we have completed all. Yeah, we have done this. We have done these three as well. We have done these three as well. We have solved these as well. Okay, so this is how you can solve your reading, or you should solve your reading. And if you are still in doubt for any particular question, you can ask us in the comment box. If you want to watch more such videos, you can go to our video section or our playlist, and you can watch different videos there. We have uploaded many different kind of videos. I have many different like Cambridge books videos also, you can watch them also. And if you need our help in your writing and or speaking, like you're not able to get band 7 or more in your writing and or speaking, you don't know why, but what's the problem with you, you can enroll in our video course, in which we have discussed thoroughly about the things examiners are looking at. If you want to get band 7, what kind of things you need to do, what kind of things you need to take care about. We have talked about all the 4 parameters that are like that you can easily find on your IELTS website, official website, basically those official parameters that are given by IELTS to us, so that we can see where we are lacking. And if you want to book our writing correction service or one-to-one speaking slot, you can do that as well. I'm gonna leave the link to my website in the description or in my bio. You can contact us from there. So that's it for this video. Then I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.